Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election that was held on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023, and the result was challenged at the Presidential Election Petition Court, from where it has now moved to the Supreme Court. But what we're going to talk about right now is the document that was released to Atiku Abubakar by Chicago State University in furtherance of his effort to prove that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, forged the Chicago State University certificate that he presented or submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. That is the basic matter at stake, and not all the cacophony of misinformation going on right now about what is the issue at stake. The issue at stake is, was the certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to INEC fake, or was it original? Forget about the misinformation that have been unleashed on the country right now by the mainstream media, obviously instigated by the administration and the APC. The major issue at stake is, was the certificate submitted to INEC, was it fake or was it real? Now we're going to look at some of the information that came out from the documents that Chicago State University released and gave to Atiku Abubakar and his lawyers. Now, when we look at all this, then we'll now look at the implication going forward. What next? Because the matter is not just about releasing the documents, it's what next. We are going to look at what next. Now, the academic records that were released by the Chicago State University indicated that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was admitted and graduated from Government College, Lagos. Indicated that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu that was admitted at Chicago State University graduated from Government College, Lagos. Now, this Government College, Lagos, why you find it interesting is because this Government College in Lagos was founded in 1974. And Tinubu claimed that he graduated from there in 1970. Now, what does that tell you? It shows that that was a lie. It was a fraud that obviously was meant to deceive Chicago State University. They were misled, obviously, from what this record is showing. Because Tinubu was never a student of Government College, Lagos. Now, it will even get more interesting for you to know that the person that was admitted was a female, and Government College, Lagos was a boys' school. So how did a female student gain admission with a boys-only secondary school certificate? You can now begin to imagine, understand why the president did everything possible so that this issue of gender, this issue of details, his admission letter and all that he don't want it to be shown. Remember in the application he filed with Judge Nancy Maldonado, he said that if they release his academic records, it will cause him severe and irreparable harm. Obviously, these are the things he was scared of, that the world will know. Now, Nigerians are getting aware of it, despite the spirited effort that are being made to muddle the water so that Nigerians will get the real gist of what was released to Atiku Abubakar. Now, the academic record also showed that Tinubu used Southwest College certificate to gain admission into the Chicago State University. And from the record of certificate, that certificate belonged to a female. It belonged to a female, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It belongs to a female, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It belongs to a female. And that female was also a United States citizen. And she was married. So how was a female student admitted into Chicago State University with a 1970 high school certificate from government college? Because this student who submitted that this Southwest College indicated that she also attended government college, Lagos. How is that possible? That's why many people that have looked at this say that this is an indication of identity theft. But I don't know how relevant this issue is to the matter at stake. Like I told you, what is really at stake was the certificate that was submitted to INEC. However, this raises the issue of morality for somebody who is occupying the highest office in the land and who is the face of Nigeria in the world. How will the world look at us now with all this information? How will the world look at Nigeria? What can we tell to the world? The world may not say anything. The only thing is that what is happening at the highest level of governance in Nigeria it will now reinforce the way the world had always looked at Nigeria. That Nigeria is indeed a fantastically corrupt country where anything goes. Remember David Cameron, former Prime Minister of Britain. He described Nigeria as a very fantastically corrupt country. In fact, the day he said it, he said, Nigeria and Afghanistan are two most fantastically corrupt countries in the world. Can you argue with that? With what is unfolding in Nigeria? How Nigerians are defending the indefensible? How Nigerians are supporting Nigerians? Some of them are supporting something that ordinarily would be intolerable in other climes. So Nigeria, what is happening now, playing out at the highest level, is a nation that tolerates corruption, that celebrates lack of integrity, lack of openness, lack of honesty. A society that worships money at the detriment of integrity, at the detriment of honesty. all for personal interests. Now, let us go to the next observation, which actually believe is the game changer and the most important issue, despite all other things people are talking about. Because if you go and look at the headlines in the papers, they are talking about that Chicago State University certified Tinubu certificate. It's not true. That's modeling the information. That's a deceptive headline. That's not true. And it's also a lesson to the members of the public to be careful the information they consume. They should double check them. It's not enough for you to pick newspapers on the street or listen to radio or TV. Do your own due diligence, because misinformation has been unleashed on Nigeria right now from the usual quarters. So that is why this kind of channel is important, because we have to say it from the other side of the angle of the story. Now, as I said, let us look at the big elephant in the room, or what you can call, um, what was the right word? There's a word that they use to describe. When I remember it, I will bring it up. But the game changer is the certificate that, yes, the Americans call it the smoking gun. The smoking gun. The smoking gun is the certificate of 1979 that was given to Atiku Abubakar. That was a replica of what was what was issued to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his people of his set in 1979. And that certificate had been found to be unidentical. And when certificates are unidentical, when the original is unidentical with the one that was submitted, it obviously means that what was submitted to INEC was fake. But if you listen to, read the mainstream media, they give you the impression that there was no difference between what article got and what Tinubu submitted to INEC. That is not true. They are miles apart. They are miles apart. They were exactly as David Hundiyin stated in his report that it is. They are miles apart. So you can see, I will try and paste the two certificates on the screen before I upload this on YouTube, so that you can compare, you can see it by yourself whether they are the same. You compare the two certificates whether they are the same, so that you don't just regurgitate what people are saying. You have a mind of your own. You verify it. I'm thinking of a way that I'm going to paste it on the two sides of the screen, both of them, or somehow. But I'll do my best to paste this on the screen so that you look at the two of them. Now, since it has been established that they are not the same thing. That raises the question of forgery and what have you. And as I said, what this issue, this what we said now, these are the reality. Because when you read most of the newspapers in Nigeria, they are going to write it from the perspective of the presidency and the APC, giving the impression that what was released has no consequence. There was no difference. That Atiku just merely wasted his time. It's not true. If Atiku wasted his time, why did they struggle so hard to stop the University of Chicago from releasing these results, these documents? Why did they struggle even at the last minute? Why were they shopping for judges to appeal on this matter before they fell woefully? Because they thought that America is like Nigeria, where they can just shop for justice anyhow and get it as their own whims and caprices. Why were they desperate? Why did Tinubu himself say that releasing this document will cause him severe and irreparable harm? Why all of a sudden the documents could no longer cause him severe and irreparable harm? His media people are celebratory, saying the document didn't mean anything. The document that was supposedly going to cause him severe and irreparable harm, they are now claiming it's nothing. In fact, they had justified that the man was everything they wanted him to be. They even claimed that the university authenticated that he was their student. Nobody's disputing that he was their student. They have already stated that, even in the court in Chicago. But the bone of contention is the certificate. You see from them. Now, since it is obvious that the two certificates are entirely different, what will happen? It means that when this matter get to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court may have to invoke Section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution, which stipulates that anyone that submitted forged document to INEC or the electoral body remains disqualified. If the election had already taken place, the vote that was garnered will be considered wasted vote. That is the only thing left now, because there is no way of escape. The certificate that was submitted, was it the same with the one that Chicago State University released? They are not the same. What are the implications? The implication means the invocation of Section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution. Already, the Supreme Court, in the case of Agi versus People's Democratic Party, had defined forgery as bringing or presenting or attaching or submitting a document not made by the agency which is purported to have made such a document. This, what I gave you, is the definition of forgery by the Supreme Court of Nigeria in the case of Agi versus People's Democratic Party. The Supreme Court defined forgery as bringing or presenting or attaching or submitting a document not made by the agency. In this case, we are talking about not made by Chicago State University, which is purported to have been made by which was purported to have made such a document. It means that based on this definition, what was submitted to INEC meets exactly the definition of forgery as defined by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. That is the bone of contention. All other things right now are immaterial. That the University of Chicago confirmed that he was their student is immaterial. That the University of Chicago gave him admission, whether it's male or female, to me, it's immaterial. What is material is that the certificate that was submitted to INEC is different from the certificate that Chicago State University released to Atiku Abubakar as the authentic certificate that was issued to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1979. That is the matter that Tinubu and his lawyers have to find a way to wriggle themselves away from this quagmire. Any other thing you are seeing in the media are mere propaganda to muddle the water and deceive the public. That is the way it is. Of course, we're going to talk more about this matter as a deposition is going to take place on Tuesday, which is 3rd of October, the deposition. So the deposition is going to come out on Tuesday so that we have more clarity on the matter that Chicago State University released and the things that they swore under oath to uphold. Okay? So that we know more about this matter. But the fact of the matter remains that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC is different from the certificate that Chicago State University released to Atiku Abubakar. That is the smoking gun. That is the game changer. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.